Hello and welcome to Whimsy Live. It's the pre-show. All right, everybody, hang out. I will be back. Hello, I'm here. How we all doing? Alright, look how I show you. Hi! Where is my view counter? Like my, everything just seems to be breaking on this thing now. Where is there? I just don't know anymore. Alright, how's everybody doing? I feel all out of sorts. Like everything feels like really, I don't know. Like running late but not late. Like for whatever reason, like if I took a small nap, but I feel like I'm like 3 hours late, but I'm not. And I'm freaking. I don't know. I'm losing track of time. Not track of time. Okay, hold on. It's not. I'm losing track of time. Time just feels like off. Like my internal clock is off. Like that type of thing. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I got fucking errors all over my computer. Oh, I was just gonna download all those videos. That's why. Alright, well that makes sense. Never mind, I get it. 3 more minutes, and then we're gonna hang out. Well, I just don't understand why the view counter is not on screen right now. I can try and fix it, but even then that feels like am I gonna start breaking stuff? Did I open a second one? I don't know anymore. Let's see. Yeah, it's just straight gone. I have no idea where it's at. That's what it feels like in my head. It's just like all over the place. Things are supposed to be there but not there. Oh, I don't even know. Alright, I think Mom's at work. Because I had called her earlier. And she was working, so I would assume she gets off work at 8 or 10. So she'll jump on here a little bit, I think. Oh, I don't know. Show must go on, even though I feel like I feel broken. We're just gonna deal, push forward. This is what we do. Hello and welcome to Mind Pockets. I just turned it off. How we all doing here, guys? Let's just get the screen back up here real quick. How we all doing? You can hit the chats. I can see the chats on my screen. I don't know if they're like on everybody's screen, so we'll see what happens. Um, it's a day. It's a day. You know what? It has been a very random week, and I don't understand any of it. And the more I continue this particular live show, I feel like more and more unsure about the entire, like, just everything. I don't know. Super vague. I know it doesn't make any sense. I'm just rambling. No idea what we're doing on Monday, uh, but I have half of the show together. Okay, updates for tomorrow. You'll get a sneak peek of them today. It's gonna be. It's crazy. This is my pockets 50. Everybody, hello. All right, my pockets. Those of you new, what do? Record. I have a digital recorder. I record my thoughts throughout the week. I play them for you today, and then we discuss. A roller coaster of emotions this week. Roller coaster. Um, like nothing. You have to listen. Let's just see if we can figure it out as we go. Um, just a weird week. I think what okay, real quick. When I say it's a weird week, I think it's just because I think I know what the first mind pocket is, and it feels like it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. Like it doesn't feel like it's all part of the same week. I think that's the problem I'm having. Is everything that's happened this week feels like it's further back than it was. Like some stuff happened, and it just felt like it wasn't 4 days ago. It was further ago. I think that's the best way for me to describe what is happening. Um, which means this was a very long week. Is that what that means? Yeah, because it's only been like 6 days since Monday. Maybe that's part of it. There's an overlap because we recorded Monday and there's a mind pocket from Sunday. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know any of it. We're gonna go forward. We're gonna figure this thing out. Uh, here we go. Maybe. There we go. Let's mind pockets. Totally at the mall with Sophie. She's like the coolest person like ever because she was like playing with a guy in line ahead of us, two biker guys. So when we left, we gave high fives. I gave them my card, see if they would be on the podcast. So maybe we do like Whimsy on the street. So instead of like Old Man episodes, I could do like we can record some of these extra like people I just meet on the street. Similar to what Liam was wanting to do with like the what are they, unhoused or the homeless people. So we'll see. Oh, that sounds so funny. Oh, I wish it was easy to rewind this thing. It 100% sounds like I'm recording that thing outside waiting for the ice cream man. And then the irony is, it would be cool to talk to an ice cream man. Oh my god, that's so. Like, it was so loud. It is so loud. So we went to the mall last week, and this girl ran around for days. So we she wanted some pizza, so we went and got lunch, and then line two bikers uh, in front of us. She's touching the rope, um, the partition ropes, right? And was like playing with the guy's name is Stretch, and he was pretty cool. He's really nice to her, and they were playing for I don't know. You're at the mall on a Sunday during lunch, so we figure we're probably standing there for like 7 minutes. He was super cool, right? Most bikers are, especially to like certain people and kids, right? Like bikers like seem a little bit scary, but only when they need to be scary, right? So on the way out, we ate, and on the way out we passed him again, and I gave him my card and was like, "Hey, listen to the podcast. All my info is on there. Like, reach out. I'd be interested in having like two bikers or the one biker come on and talk about what biker life looks like." Right. So the idea would be like whimsy on the street, just like find somebody interesting or somebody doing something cool, uh, and then just give them the card and then like try to set up an interview with just different people that I meet uh, in the wild. Like I think that would be pretty cool. Like I think it would be really cool if we had a local biker club um, on here and just chatted like when did you get into it or like because again they all seem really scary, but I know that they're real big into their like local community. So I mean, unless they are super scary, but I mean that'd be kind of cool. Like so, yeah. Sophie almost booked us an interview. Is basically what I'm trying to get at. I just can't get over the ice cream man, dude. That guy was so loud. I don't even like. It makes me think like there's no insulation in my walls. Oh, so funny. Whimsy on the street coming soon. I'm going to hand out a couple more. Um, I will admit that there was one person I saw that I wanted to give one to, but I didn't, and I already regret that I didn't try. We went to the arcade and there was someone playing a game, like an adult playing an older game that's I don't know. It would have been interesting to find out like what and why are they still playing these some of these older games. But I wussed out, so that's why I went and did it for the two bikers because I'm like I can't let these opportunities fall. Sophie gave me the lead in, so ice cream man though. Let's get an ice cream man. When's the last time you guys ever talked to an ice cream man? I'm trying to think because like in TVs and movies, ice cream man knows all the kids, right? Typically by naming what they want, the regulars. That doesn't exist anymore, but it would be interesting to find out why. Or like, can ice cream man still make money today? We'll find out. I'm not a total monster, like in life. Uh, at the mall, we were gonna get Sophie wanted ice cream or cotton candy, but when we got there, a little girl was already there. Cotton candy machine was broken, so she got nothing, and so we got Sophie the ice cream. But then I felt like the little girl was like just watching the Sophie, so I asked, and their grandma and mom said it would be okay, and I bought the little girl some ice cream because you can't have like what if Sophie didn't have ice cream and I didn't have any extra money? I would hope that somebody would like. So yeah, I did a good thing. I'm a good person. Well, I felt like I had to word it like I needed to justify that I'm a good person. Uh, I don't know. I think I'm a pretty decent person. Like, yeah, yeah. So at the malls, they have the two ice cream, like Dippin' Dots, right? And then they have the snow cone machine, the cotton candy machine. So she wanted cotton candy. We get there, the little girl and her family were there, and it was just making nothing. And we all just sat there and watched. It was like $6, and then nothing happened. And then the second, like I feel so bad. You got your box, right? Okay, and then it goes boop, and then the cotton candy machine is supposed to like cotton candy its thing up, and then when it's done, it goes, and then you grab the stick on the other end, and when it was done, the mom reaches in, grabs the empty stick, and the little girl was like fists, and then like kudos to her, like didn't like straight out ball single tear, right? Of this like her life is crushed. So obviously we're not going to get cotton candy. So Sophie's all excited. She hasn't quite read the room really well. She picks her ice cream, and I think they were just watching me to make sure like was there ice cream in one of these little kiosks since the one machine didn't work. So we got the ice cream. Um, and Sophie's so excited, and then the little girl's just like, it was weird. Like I don't know why they lingered so much. Um, I think it was just like I don't know. So like Sophie was real happy. She was like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And I was like, hey, and I looked at Grandma and I was like, hey, do you mind if like I just can I buy her one? Because like I totally get like you like can't pay $12 for a cup of ice cream, right? Like, cause like you spent the six on the cotton candy and then six on the ice cream. Like you can't spend $12 for one snack. But I felt like better because I can spend $12 on two snacks. So like somehow me spending six more dollars seemed better than like so. So we paid for it, and I'm like, which one did you want? And she just starts pushing buttons. So then I was like, no, stop. Because in my luck, she would pick the wrong one and then cries because she got some god awful flavor she didn't want. I did something nice for somebody else. Um, I know that we don't go out of our way to not be nice to people, but it is nice to do. It's very small. It would have like little to no impact on like her life, but for the day, I did my little part to help another little 4-year-old have a decent day at the mall. So it was fun. It was nice. Sophie only ate half, and she was about to throw it away. I said, "Whoa, whoa! I'll eat the other half." Like, what are you doing, kid? That's $6 ice cream. For $6 ice cream, someone's gonna eat all this thing. But it was nice. All right. The random idea from last week, uh, the like standing meeting that I would have on Mondays, seemed a little bit weird, but paid off. I do have a cousin going to come talk to with me on Monday. So slow, but it's a start. I didn't get an alert on my phone. I was supposed to get a 1 day alert heads up on this stupid thing. Um, so up one's family tree, the idea would be like I'd reach out to a bunch of uncles and aunts, cousins online, and I sent a nice little message that says, "Hey, I want to get to know everybody. Here's a link. Kind of like I'll be here every Monday at 4 o'clock, for at least an hour." Um, so depressing. Like when like nobody replies back, right? So like there's a part of this like idea that I just reached out to like 12, 15 people and like nobody wants to get to know me. So now I'm like, oh, it's me personally. But it's not. It's a fairly weird request, especially for somebody that you barely know or uh, I don't know, like you're only the summer family guy. Like we were just the summer kids, so we were only there for a minute, and the age ranges were slightly older. But we did get somebody who was like, "I would love to hang out. Can't do it this Monday," meaning this previous Monday. What about next week? I said, "Anytime you want. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock on Monday. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, but 2 days from now. I'm just gonna hang out and chat with the cousin." Uh, any of them are going to come back and watch this. Believe he was a twin, and believe he lives locally. Um, Interesting. He's doing a lot of stuff. If I have my cousin's correct, does a lot of stuff with. Um, we're just gonna find out. I don't want to say anything crazy, but works with a lot of kids. Group home of some kind. I don't know. I don't know. Again, nobody. Hopefully, they never come back and listen to this thing. So, but what came across as a weird idea. A couple people were like, "Mom really enjoyed the idea." Mom was like, "Love it." I don't know about it. um, we're not recording it. It's a kind of like a get to know you. Would you be interested to set up a future schedule? So it's a start. I think on the opposite side. Well, okay, that's flawed. Never mind. I take that back. I'm gonna say if like technically, okay, I have a brother that I met once. God, forever ago. Like if he reached out prior to podcasting, I'd be like, maybe I'll talk to you. Maybe. Obviously now I'd be like, yeah, I'll talk to you for days. So I think it's still new. This idea of like maybe they thought I was hacked, and they're like, I'm not going to click this link. So it's one of those I think where it's like a pay it forward type situation. I think right is I talk to cousin and be like, hey, can you do me a favor? And can you reach out to at least one more person to come talk to me? And then, like a tree, maybe we just grow, just one branch at a time. I think that would be kind of interesting to do. So weird idea, but it paid off. It paid off more than the fucking biker guy did so far. So um, we'll see. I'll let you guys know. So this will be after Monday's live stream. So we'll find out what happens. Because today's Saturday. Oh man, I'm telling you, I feel like tomorrow is Monday, but it's not. Uh, dude, my pocket's 50. Thank God it's 50, right? Because this is a nice, easy, round number to point back to. This is going to be like the last time uh, shit's going to go down in the next couple of weeks. And you'll hear it when I get closer to the end. Like, like I am doing fine. The world around me is just caving in on itself. So we're going to find out how I do when everything just seems to be falling apart all over. Like, how am I the best thing in life right now? Like, if my world is caving in around me, how am I the like? That's the weirdest thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Here we go. Number 4. I hate people. There's a certain work ethic that, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to exist anymore. I don't understand deadlines and due dates and clear expectations, and yet still can't handle it. I don't understand it. Okay, I don't. Okay, so I don't think they'll ever listen to this either. And then I'm like, so we've been very good about not talking too much shit about any one particular person or thing or work, right? Like we just don't. I try not to, right? Because it's like it's shitty, especially when they don't get a kind of chance to like explain themselves. But in the moment, and this is what Mind Pockets is in the moment, it felt like let's just make up an example. There's a project that I am wildly, wildly passionate about. So I got a small team together. We write out here's what you do by this day. Here's what you do by this date. Here's what you do by this date. And here's everything that I'll do. All right. So I'm project managing this thing. And I got 3 people. Right. Got task. And then all of a sudden, like 2 of the people just don't do anything. And it's like, where's my widget report and where's my slideshow? And they're like, huh? And I was like, and just like the weirdest excuses. And I'm like, this thing, like this project launches in like 2 weeks. Where's my stuff? And I don't know. Like if there was, okay, I don't care that there was a problem trying to get the numbers correct for the widget report. And I don't care that you had a problem with whatever the problem was. I think it's this, the communication aspect of it that fucking just bothered me. Like you can't, like the work ethic doesn't suggest like uh, you're not allowed to have problems, right? You're not allowed to like things aren't allowed to come up, right? Things can come up. I think where the work ethic aspect that came in was just a complete lack of fucking teamwork and communication. That just bothers me because like fucking Steve over here could have picked up some of the slack and did it because he got all of his stuff done early. I could have done some stuff like it's just like the because like if I didn't reach out, right? It's like one of those things like if I didn't reach out to you, when would it have gotten done? And like that answer is like the scariest answer because it suggests that if I didn't say anything, it would have been like way late. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't know. A lot of it's just having worked for 15 and 20 years, even across these 2 different places. It's just there's a certain communication and expectation, and when the basics of those deteriorate, I just fucking lose my mind. I just can't handle it. All right. So the previous one was the work ethic, but I'm fucking killing it right now, man. So I had to pick up some slack on some stuff, and I am just dominating this thing now. Um, a lot of good feedback already, so everything's moving forward. Like I don't know, like it sucks that you can't like trust somebody to do something, but super cool that I was able to get it all back on track, and then even got the pat on the backs.
When shit fell apart, who stepped up? Right? Boom, and nailed it. Right? Joanne had some stuff going on. Steven, like, for whatever happened between these two, it has nothing to do with a quality of work or them themselves. Like again, shit happens. I think it's like, okay, so there there's like it's the teamwork aspect of it, right? So if you go back, you could like you go back to like a 60s 70s work ethic, even into like the 90s and early 2000s, right? You understood that you were a part of a bigger thing, right? So like your little piece helped the overall bigger, right? Like, and if you, and again, you're allowed to like need help and stuff. So there's always that communication to help make sure that the bigger did well. But now, like everybody just acts as like they're one individual, and it's like I don't know. Like I had it for a second going into that analogy and completely fucking lost it. Okay, here's what I think comes down to, right? Personal, a person individually at home, right? Their home life, right? Things can happen. 100% get that. But when it starts to bleed into the workplace and then affects the workplace, now you're affecting two, right? It's the work life balance, right? Is if whatever's going on at home is affecting work and you don't tell anybody, then you fucked on two sides, on the work and the life balance, on the work and life. I think that's where I just lose my mind. Is like nobody, like I don't care. I care about you personally, and I hope things get better or like you get whatever fixed. Like I had some issues, like when we get to like eight, 9, and 10. Like I got issues, but I handle my business first, and I communicate what I'm doing. I can just leave. Make sure my work got done. Anyway, I think I'm still railing against the previous my pocket. Go into work, ship, wherever, shipping, receiving, and I'm like someone's asking me, and they're like, "Hey, any updates?" I said, "I got updates." Made it up, and then when we got out of it, I I went in and fixed everything basically to whatever I just said. So like I got it all done, sent a couple emails, talked to a couple people, got it all fixed, and then sent some stuff out. And then like behind, like way behind. It was kind of cool to know like I can handle getting my shit together. And then just the acknowledgement that like, hey, good job, man. I don't know. Like I killed it. That's all I know. Is when stuff went down, I stepped up. I was like, got this. Mm. I just I think I'm just so hard on it now because I know what's coming up. Commercial for you guys. Hang out. Let's find out what commercial this is.
Go check out Whimsy with a Z, the
Whimsy with a Z.
podcast from Chasing the Whimsy. Whimsy with a Z is a brand new podcast where they meet and hang out with 6 teenagers each month to get to know what it's like to be a Generation Z in today's day and age. They'll discuss summer, first days of school, and maybe dive into the struggles that most teens face, but maybe not talk about. Join along as they break down the generation gap and better understand what it's like to be Generation Z. That's Whimsy with a Z. Chasing Whimsy talking to Generation Z. A few new episodes up for you to listen to already, and make sure you subscribe to be notified of future releases. Whimsy with a Z is a podcast for teens by teens, but parents are welcome and encouraged to also listen. You can stream it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and at the website chasingthewhimsy.com. That's Whimsy with a Z, the podcast. Go stream, download, and subscribe today.
We got new Whimsy Z's coming. It's the beginning of the month. Obviously, we didn't have them last Friday, but reached out to Danielle. Just shout out to Danielle, Alice, Mark. They'll never hear this, but thanks to those three, we're all communicating in the chats. So we're having some fun in the chats. Dean, I haven't heard from him in a minute. Pinky, I think she just moved, so she's still getting settled in, but did reach out. She's going to try to record this month, so we're going to try to schedule something for Monday evening, get a couple extra recordings going in. Dean and Danielle had a couple of topics that they wanted to kind of get into, so it's interesting. I just want to try to wrap this up because we got March, April, May, June, 4 more months, I think, and then we're going to take a small break. 3 more months for sure. But yeah, it's good. I think last month's Mark Alice episodes were good. I'm eager to try and break down some of those walls with the rest of them. Well, the other two, Pinky's already not. She kicked all the walls down when she first started. So it'll be interesting. Those are coming up.
Exciting news. Looks like Chasing the Whimsy is going back to TESD Town in April. So we just got to work out a date, but we might have a special guest.
Where's TESD Town? Go back to episode 37. We talked to Jay Sarge, Ming Chen, Brian Johnson. Ming Chen was on Comic Book Men with Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson does a podcast with Walt Flanagan and Brian Quinn. Jay Sarge does the music for TESD Town. So if we're going back to TESD Town, must mean we got somebody from TESD. I sent kind of a semi-snarky email. It was very similar to the conversation that I half started with Megan on 102. 102, I didn't go back and listen to it. I guess part of it sounds a little choppy, so we're gonna figure out the edits on those. So sorry in advance for those. But I made a comment about meeting your heroes and stuff, and then I obviously clearly had no idea what the fuck I was talking about during that show. I was able to kind of articulate it, put it into an emailed somebody, and was like, "Hey." They had replied back, and they're like, "Hey, sorry. I would be happy to come on the show." So here's what's going to be interesting. Our schedule for April completely sucks for everything. We got Easter, we got birthdays. Liam's got birthday stuff going on. There's only one Friday that we have access to in April, so I emailed, trying my best to schedule it for that. Did I say? I keep saying Friday. That Sunday. There's a Sunday. So I just worry that the schedules are going to conflict too much, and then I have to do it as a solo. I have not talked to Liam. I'm not going to rail on that guy right now. He wanted $11 all week, and I wouldn't give it to him. So we're going back to TESD Town. Which would then be interesting is I hope it goes well. I think it's going to go better than the Brian Johnson one. I think now that everything's calmed down on both sides. Like we came out of something busy, they were super busy through the holidays, first of the year. There's some burnout on the Tessie side. So once we get this one, it is not impossible to get the third one. I will be curious on figuring out how I will get the third one. I will probably have to throw money at it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you. But if I throw, not a lot of money, like it's not get crazy, right? Um, I can work it into like kind of a bit of some kind. But that's it. We're going to Tessie Town, everybody. We recorded those. When did we record those? When was episode 37? I don't remember. Hmm. I'm just excited to go back. Hold on. Went to sleep. Moving on.
I am playing a very, very dangerous game of let's turn off the snooze. Like I set multiple alarms, but for whatever reason, I turn them all off. Not late this week, but very, very close. Very dangerous game. I'm like a bad boy.
We've all been there. You wake up, you snooze, and you just fucking just keep snoozing. My sleep schedule is so jacked up that what happens is I have 3 alarms. I hear the first one. I roll over and I snooze it. And then 7 minutes later, a second alarm goes off. And I snooze it again. But somewhere on that second one, I open the phone and turn them all off, which doesn't make any sense because I'm not even awake. Because they just keep going off. I've not been late this week. Now that so again, episode 50, a lot of weird things are going to start happening. We got a couple more. I said it. I let it out into the universe. We're all fucked at this point now. There, like I hope I don't. Like I really don't. But there is a fucking fat chance. Like I just keep pushing it a little bit. Like I'm trying to get as much sleep as I can at this point, right? Knowing that I have to work by myself, and like I have to be out. I try to leave the house at like no later than 10:20, and like I'm waking up at like 10:11. And I'm like, oh, I have to like I don't know. We'll see. But hey, dangerous game. Like yeah, anybody needs a little bit of danger in your life? How about you do that? Turn off all your alarms after the snooze and see how your life works out. I'm gonna tell you right now, it sucks. Right now I'm winning, but again, until we get to like number 9 and 10. Well, if I remember, I'll come back to it.
It's been like the weirdest week in a long time. Awesome day with Sophie, hang out with some bikers, buy some ice cream. People suck. I fix it. We're going back to TSD town. And then at work, shipping and receiving, some douche gets all like crazy upset about I have no idea what. Tries to pick up the phone and throw it at me. I haven't seen that in a while.
How interesting was that? I worked in a bowling alley once. Pissed somebody off. He threw a beer at me. No biggie. It happens. Like I'm a little smug and told. I'm like I would punch me in the face. Let's be fair. Okay. Man, this guy came up, this guy came up, um, and just screaming about something. And then I'm like, I can help. And he's just like, and tries the phone has no slack on the cord. But yeah, he picked it up and tried to like legit throw it at me. I don't understand why. I didn't do anything. Like the three other people that I helped that night, like they could have done it. How random is this week? What day was that? That was like Thursday or Friday. And it's like even by then, like everything is just so weird. Like it's not all bad. There's nothing significantly bad. There's a bunch of fix. It was cool. Like, oh my god, I don't know what's happening with my life. I don't know what any of it means. How funny would it be if I wasn't streaming right now? I just look over and it's like, oh, that would be amazing. That'd be perfect. That would have been perfect for today. I'd post it because it's recording somewhere, so I would just have to manually post it somewhere. That would have been like because we're on number 9. So the universe is better. That's all I'm trying to get at. Let's go a couple more and let's just figure out. Let's be predicting what the next 2 months look like for Ben. All right, because it can't go longer than 2 months because otherwise I'll lose my goddamn mind. Ooh, I might go 3 months. Put a pin in this. Someone remind me when we get to number 10. Okay, notoriously. Okay, um, whether it's a lot of it maybe statistics. Okay, is for example, shipping and receiving. Wednesday is by far the best day in the world to work by yourself because zero happens, right? Statistically, like there've been a couple of bad nights, right? But overall, 15 years, 52 weeks, 52 Wednesdays out of the year. So how many is that? Like 680, 600 Wednesdays I've ever worked. Like of the majority of them, they've all been great. Wednesday's the best day in the world, right? Um, May, the month of May, notoriously, like statistically, I used to have it written down somewhere. I'll have to go see if I can find it. May is the worst month in my entire life. Like every year, May just poops all over me. I don't know why. So I'm gonna bring that up by the end. Let's see if we can predict what's going to happen over the next 3 months. Let's see if because it's going to get bad. Like it's going to get like I've talked to the universe too much already. Shit's going to start happening.
Fuck me, man. I did it again. I totally bit down wrong while eating, jacked up my tooth, and now listen. It feels like it's loose. I don't like it. My teeth are falling out of my face.
This is not a big surprise. We talked about this a little while ago during the car saga. My mom brought it up because she's like, she had a very similar situation. She got hers fixed. She's fantastic. Boom. She has it done and fixed. I drug my feet for a minute, right? Uh, nom, nom. Like I don't know what I was doing. It was a little bit loose, right? Prior to Friday, a little bit loose. Not even that bad. Like I was no longer paranoid about it. I was living my life like normal. And then all of a sudden, the other day, I'm just like, I'm just eating like a crazy fucking person. And okay, so here's what I've learned. Okay, when your teeth are real bad, your teeth have a tendency to push themselves up, away from the infection in your gums, right? Like this is not sexy talk at all, just FYI. Okay, so the tooth, like that's why you get root canals. I'm assuming, right? Because like there's a bunch of like it's just wanting to like fall out your face, so it pushes up, and then the problem is like right is like you have your okay you have your bite, but then when this one is trying to like escape out of your face, it jacks up your bite, and then what I did was I was like, and I bit down on it, and it stick back into my face. I can't describe any of the pain. I can't describe it. It feels like I don't know what's happening inside it because okay, I did go see a dentist, and they're like, quit playing with it. I'm like, hello, you cannot have a loose tooth and then not play with it. Like you can't. Like Liam, like when Liam has a loose tooth, that's all he does for 2 days. Sophie, her teeth are gonna start falling out. She's gonna start playing with them, right? You just can't do it because, it sucks. So it's like really, really wiggly. Okay, now here's what's like. It is loose. Like I'm not, like that. I'm not gonna argue. But like in my head, like it's moving like all over the place. Like it's. I think the reality is it's loose and should be fixed, right? But like, so I went and saw the dentist today, and he so much was like, oh, yeah, we can get this fixed next week. Boom. Right. So he is not worried about the looseness. But in my head, like as I talk, I feel like it's just like flapping. Holy shit, I know when he's talking. Most people take care of your teeth, right? Cool. You're fantastic. You're great people. Okay. So you don't remember you being little and when it moved. It's not. But in my head, as I talk, it just keeps moving. And it's not moving right now. It does have this tendency though, every once in a while to like push forward. And then it's jacking up my bite. Um, you got some antibiotics. You got an appointment on Tuesday. We'll hear more about it Monday because that's making the fucking it's making the show. Oh, we're gonna get it fixed. Rumor has it takes about 2 weeks. We're gonna get some imprints. They're gonna make some new teeth. They're gonna throw them in there. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what the whole process is. All I know is that this is like, who knows, number 10.
All right, I'm going to need help from everybody, mom, note takers, Kelly, whoever. What did I do or say recently that like if so the universe is like totally kicking me in the face again? So I don't know if I said something or if like I taunted the universe in a way, but we went from working alone 2 days a week to legit 5 days a week now at shipping and receiving. Are we fucking kidding?
Okay, real quick. What that last part meant is okay. I talked about this a little bit, right? In the 15 years working shipping and receiving, we would like to staff it 3 overnight. So that way everybody's working with somebody right? So of the 15 years, maybe 5 years we've had a third, right? Maybe half. We'll go 7. 7 years we've had half. Half of 15, 7 years we've had 3 people. Okay. If you take, okay. Which means that there's another 7 months, 8 months in which it was duos. Me, uh, Sarah, Amanda, Cece for a little bit, Kelly, Danielle. Like it was always twosies, right? So we've always been okay with 2, right? It sucks. We knew that that was the lowest, worst case scenario. Holy hell, are we not at a situation? No joke. Let's get a calendar here real quick. The week of the 24th, I will be the only overnight person working shipping and receiving. Nobody has any idea for how long. In 15 years, I have never seen it like this. Okay. So now we're going to go back and listen to the whole week. I bought a little girl some ice cream. I said thank you to the nice guys that were nice to my kid. And then all of a sudden, everything just starts falling apart. Deadlines aren't met. I have to fix it. Teeth are falling out of my face. Like, I'm hitting snooze, which clearly means like I'm going to sleep through every alarm sometime in the next, I guess, 2 weeks. I don't know. All I know is like everything is just like this week. All the pieces are being set up to go to just fall over, and it's just I don't know. Um, that chat was supposed to be on the screen. Why are you not on screen? Oh, hold on. Hey, type again in the chat real quick. I could have tested that when I was here earlier. Shit. Hold on. Test. Testing. Where is? Why does it seem like? Is it like wig on? I thought I fixed it too, and I don't know where it is. Like I get like, okay. Again, I got it when I started this live stream. I felt like I was 2 hours behind. Like, like legit, everything's falling apart right now on my life. Um, all right, so we're now going to derail that whole thing. Okay, back in my day, they swindled another shift to help out. Maybe we might be there, but there's a chance that we're not there. Like I said, the same thing. Is there anybody else that's okay? 5 days a week, man. I don't know. Like, what did I do or say that I know? Uh, like we make jokes, right, about Whimsy not having the team and the support that I want. No biggie, not a big deal, right? Part of it's just the running joke because I'm handling my business. But then all of a sudden, like, it's now like spewed out into like the real world in which like my team, I have a team, and they just fucking just don't do anything. My teeth are falling out of my head. I'm sleeping through just about almost everything. And now my workplace is imploding. there's this. There may or may not have been a conversation of like, I'll handle it because that's what I do. I'm not going to complain because it's not going to help anybody. They got some interviews coming up in the next week or so, so we'll see what happens. But there was a random conversation of like, hey, what do we do if with my time off requests? Well, I'm like, well, one of them is my birthday. She's like, well, like the idea that they're like, fuck you, Ben, for your birthday blows my mind. They're not going to. They're not. They're not like that. They're not monsters. But man, is everything just like let's see, Kelly. The reality is it is a tough shift and not a lot of people last. 100%. I get that. I don't think the universe is testing you. Maybe it's like we've seen like we went through the like fucking the Brady days. Like we've seen some questionable people, but I've never seen it just like fully fall apart. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's call it let's not the universe. Like let's not call it the universe anymore. Let's just hey universe. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like call you out or anything. It's just life. All right. Like it happens. I get it. Okay. Uh, you just overworked yourself on the result. I did get a bunch of stuff done. I got the Tesdy interview. I got a bunch of emails done. I got. I don't know. It just sucks. Getting stuff done is good, but it's still overworking yourself. 100%. Um, okay, so here's what's interesting is I haven't brought it up yet. They used to provide like a not an incentive, like a small piece of compensation, just a small piece when you work by yourself, right? Sometimes they're like, here's some lunch. And then at some point they're like, we're taking all of your lunch away. You have to go buy it yourself now. So now I'm like at what point are they thank God I don't work for thank yous. Like there's a couple of people I've worked with in the past where they're like, we don't get enough recognition, and I'm like, I've designed the shift because I've been there so long. I've designed the shift specifically not to get recognized for anything. The idea is that you say so far under the radar that nobody uh, like obviously recognition is nice. Like I'm not complaining about like when we do get it, but man, I do. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll get the occasional whatever. Thank you. Uh, I'm curious to see how long this goes for. In theory, uh, like it shouldn't be too bad. The project from earlier from Mind Pocket 4 or 5, not a big deal. Like it's updated. It goes live on Monday. It's written and designed in a way that it almost auto. It's like there's a similar to the way that I do the podcast. Okay, so a couple of things that are interesting is since doing the podcast with this show, with the two lives especially, is I created it in a way that they're different every week, but yet still like behind the scenes very much the same, right? It's just a fucking all it is a fucking it's a PowerPoint presentation. It's all it is, right? Okay, so like new project, there's a certain autopilot that just naturally gonna like do itself, like so this problem isn't even really that big of a deal. It was just the launching of said project that was frustrating. But now it's gonna eventually go live, and then it just naturally gonna like work itself out. So like I'm not even worried about that anymore. My teeth are gonna get fixed on Tuesday, and then a week from then. So like, so that's not even that big of an issue. Sleep, somehow I got to figure out how to like not turn off the snoozes. Like I got to find another way to make sure that I'm up, like a extra like a fail safe of some kind, right? So like that's not even that big of an issue. The crappiest thing about all of it is it looks like I'm working by myself for the foreseeable future. This case scenario, interviews are a week and a half away. Takes a week to get them cleared through customs, right? Because we're shipping and receiving. You gotta get cleared through them, and then you gotta go through like 2 weeks of training. So best case scenario, like realistically, best case scenario, like I'm 5 weeks away, uh, which means I have to work every Saturday. I'm not going to get any Saturdays off. Um, so much so that like there's a chance they're gonna be like, "Can you work on your birthday?" And I'm gonna be like, "Are we kidding?" Um, Now it's not impossible. We have seen it once. We've seen it a couple of times in the past where the training for shipping and receiving is typically like 3 or 4 weeks. There was one or two people that were like a week, and then week two they're with me, and then I do all the basic training stuff. So we will see. I don't know. I take it back. It's not the universe. It's just happenstance, right? Everything's working itself out. Everything's fixing. So it's not the universe in any way trying to be fucking shitty. Kelly brings up a good point. It's just like, hey, it's life. Things happen. But man, it's like one of those things. Sometimes I think about when you get people who are like, God only gives you what you can handle, and then like when you see some of the hardships that people go through, and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, what if I was just like softer and just like way like like everything is good that I can handle all this stuff, man. But sometimes I'm like, why can't I just be a weaker person? I guess. Like I don't know, like constantly on the other side of that. But I can handle. I can deal. I'm gonna say I have a decent support system. Mentally, I'm way better. Like I'm not all like I'm not sad dad, basically, right? So we got boom, we got happy Ben. We're gonna get some delusional Ben. We get some really loopy Bens coming in soon, right? There was a thing a couple years ago where we like there was a full acknowledgement that if I didn't get enough sleep, I get a little fucking crazy. Um, we're gonna handle. We got this. In theory, I don't know. It's just the first mind pocket, so it should start to calm down. I think I'm just excited today. I don't know. It just seems really weird that like doesn't that sound so like I wish more people mind pocketed, right? Because it really does sound like one of the weirdest weeks. From Sunday to today, a really weird week. Sophie's awesome, and then just like somehow I'm just like somehow I'm like, how do I turn this into a bit? like off. if I could live stream or record from any of the two jobs, oh my God, it'd be amazing. Um, I'm not worried about any of it, to be honest. Like a lot of it's just like giggles at this point. Like one project is going great. My teeth are going to get fixed in a little bit. Mostly it's in my head, and then the working the solos, like a hard solo. It just seems amazing to me that in 15 years, this is the first time we've ever been a hard solo. During COVID, they had nobody. They worked that in that says we're not going to schedule anybody overnights, and then just like we're going to automate this system somehow. They did that for a little bit for like 3 months, I think. Man. Uh, I'm just keeping you guys longer. I'm bored. I'm lonely. We got some cool interviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. Um, a lot of interesting people. So, and now that I got time. It just, anybody's ever worked overnight, you know that there's those nights where you can barely stay awake. I've mastered sleeping standing up. Kelly has seen it. Um, it is fine now. I'm super optimistic moving forward. There is a reality though that this shit's gonna burn me out hard somewhere, and that's gonna be an interesting episode somewhere. And like, let's call it like, I guess let's maybe do that prediction. When does it like hard burnout on me, Kelly? Like what, 3 or 4 weeks? Um, just before the birthdays in April. There's a lot of no Liam weekends. We got Easter. So like we're not gonna be super bad. Uh, season is coming out. I'm not hoping for the burnout. I just know I have a very specific routine for very many a years in which I semi know my limitations, and I know somewhere. God, it's gonna wait until May. I'm just scared for May. I hate May. I'm gonna go back and see if I can find some old May uh, journal entries. I got a journal, I got a couple of books. Let's see what May looks like. Cause May are just like, ugh, notoriously bad. We're good right now. We're gonna keep an eye on it. This, I think here's my final thought on everything. The shittiest thing about being a hard solo is there's this weird like feeling of a responsibility that is not my responsibility, right? So like, God forbid I get sick, or like I have to get my teeth fixed and something happens and I got to take an extra night off or whatever. Like for whatever reason, the idea that I would feel bad that I got sick, or I, 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 I naturally needed to call off for whatever reason that we're all allowed to do. I think the shittiest part is like the idea that I can't, and then I feel bad if I did. I think that's like the weirdest thing, and I think that goes back to the work ethic thing. Is most people probably wouldn't even give it that much thought. Is I'll go to work sick because I don't want to inconvenience anybody and I want to do my part. And the majority of almost people of a certain age would just be like, it's not my responsibility. Let's get on to the Patreon stuff. And I had to drag that out for like 15 minutes.
Hey there, Whimsy fans! We wanted to take a moment away from the fun to express how much your support and contributions mean to us. If you're liking what you're hearing from us so far, we'd like to invite you to show us some love on our new Patreon. Starting at just $1 a week, you can help us keep the whimsy coming. That's not just our podcast, but live streams and new projects on the horizon as well. All members get special shout out during our live streams. If you're comfortable giving a little more, please take a look at our gift tier. These gifts are hand-picked by the Whimsy crew to bring more curiosity, fun, and whimsy to you as thanks for your support. Every little bit counts, and whether you support us by listening and subscribing to our podcasts, holding court on our lives, or subscribing to our Patreon, thank you for helping us keep the magic alive and the mics on. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/chasingthewhimsy, or follow the link on our YouTube channel at Chasing the Whimsy. Thank you again for all the support. Whimsy!
Randy, Nikki and your family, Megan, your family, Joyce Ann, Ender Froggy, C1 Gooster, Violet, my dad, Courtney. Thank you guys for supporting the Patreon. This number should go up a little bit. I have a couple of ideas. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that number should come up a little bit. Here's where we are for the end of the year goal. It's slow, but we're getting there. We're down to 10 members. Someone quit. They just fucking bailed out on me. Whatever happens. We've raised $34 already. Not that big of a deal. We're almost there. We got a little bit of time. We're raising money. You sign up for Patreon. We're putting some money towards the holiday thing. The Family Assist program. Get some kids some presents. We've already got $500. We're trying to raise a little extra. Why? That's an episode we should do. Why did I feel like I needed to go so much? I guess it's not that big of an episode. Community is, we talk about community. I want to put my money where its mouth was. My money where its mouth. I don't know what that's. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I want to help and support a little bit and see if I can inspire others to give back a little bit. Because sometimes, like when we listen to the Not episode, she's like, sometimes people don't know how to donate. Boom, right here. So, yeah, I guess it's not that big of a deal. Like, that's where it came from, is I want to do nice things. I'm doing okay. I want to be, I think it goes back to the little girl, man, is I can afford an extra $6 to get little girls and stuff. I can barely afford it, but when parents and kids don't have anything for the holidays, and we just look at like everything that, like, not even just us, like when you just look at like society and stuff, like just a random amount of like just shit that, like, I'm like, let's help out a little bit, because I always had good Christmases. I know that we weren't the richest people in the world. We always had decent Christmases, so I'd like to have kids to have like decent Christmases. Is basically where we're at. But that is our show, guys. Sign up for Patreon. Patreon.com/chasingthewhimsy. We're done. I went a little bit over. Guess what? Don't care, because I can't keep going over after this weekend. I want to know what screen. What is this screen here? What is this? Like, sorry, I'm just like freaking out on my screen here. I'm
not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh, that's Alexis over there just talking to me. That is it freaks me out when that happens. Nikki, are you still here by chance? Were you ever here? Does Sandy have an Alexis or Alexa? And does it ever turn on because Alexis's name sounds like Alexa. You guys have a good night. See you guys on Monday. I have no idea what we're doing Monday. In theory, Liam's here this week. We're gonna hopefully get some updates of his triumphs 2 weeks ago. What he's doing moving forward in the next couple of weeks. I know some stuff behind the scenes, but I know he ain't gonna get into any of that. But he's done something fantastic. He put his mind to it. He says, I'm going to nationals." He pointed at the fences, and he fucking did it. So, we'll see what his attitude looks like, because he's probably irritated with me, and he's getting a little. This kid, I tell you. You guys have a good night. Talk to you later. Sophie, bye. Whimsy.